Test, test, 1, 2. Please tell me if the sound is better. If anybody can tell me if the sound is better, that would be great. What I gotta do now is I gotta find coarse thread bolts for the head. I don't know why they had to make them coarse thread. It just didn't make any semblance of sense to me. That might actually work. Yeah. Might be a little too long, but unfortunately they go down and they stop. How thick is... So the flange only has a certain thickness, right? So what we can do is take this, drive it down to where it wants to stop. There's no reason why it should stop there, because those are through hole. Those are through hole. In fact, all of them are. So great. Hang on. Yeah, there's a hole there. I can see light. On this one I can't, but I can certainly drill it out. There's no harm in that. So I guess we're going to drill them, because you can't... If you can't seat the bolts, then they'll seat too quickly, effectively. And if it seats too quickly, that's all the way through, so we'll check that one. That one's not. It's 9/16. Here's 5/32. That's better. Okay. Don't want to ream it out. Just want to get the through hole through. You know. There's lots of stuff that you apparently have to do to these. Gonna kind of jam it down. Let's see if she goes. Hopefully it self-taps. Yes, it do. It's just got to go down far enough that it will actually properly capture the head. Good. All the way down in. Lovely. Okay. Seven people. Who's here? Hey, Stanley. Hey, Nikki. Better? Okay, this good? Better? Okay. Sorry, if the audio was off, I don't know what happened. But... Okay. Now what? The clips I'll leave here. Very important. So all I want to do right now is get squish. If I get squish, then I can take this down to the folks and put it on the old Bridgeport and give her a deck, you know. I will do it with the gasket, but first I need to trim these tabs. Actually, there's one other thing to check. So I remember on the last one I had an issue with clearance. There does not seem to be an issue here with clearance. On the 45mm highway kit that I think I had, I did have an issue with clearance. So, anywho, do have to check that. I do not need to modify the crankcase in this case to put this on here. forgot the base. Base gasket. Well, whatever. I'll do it without and see where we end up. Does not have to be ultimately tight, just needs to be reasonable tight. Not a head slapper now. $11 people watching. Who's here? What did I miss? Tim, Chris, Son of Liberty, Stanley, Mega, Nikki. Did I miss anybody? So there's lots of different ways to check squish. I just check on one particular side, but there are guys that will actually put a little bit of grease and little pieces of solder on the four corners of the piston and then check the squish. So you can certainly do that if you feel like it. That's pretty tight. 13 thousandths, let's see. There's 15. So to end up with 20,000 squish, I need to take off 15 thousandths because I will have a base gasket that is 20. It's right on 20. So if we take off 15, then that should be fine. Not much. It's not much. There we go. Marked. Goes over here. Pull the piston off. So one other thing to do. Pin bearing there, don't want to lose that. One other thing to do is install a seal. So before this goes on the Bridgeport, you want to make sure the seals are in, then you can pack your Play-Doh or plumber's putty or whatever around. That way you don't get too many chips down in there. I believe this is the same seal, yep, from the 372 flywheel side. I think they're the same. Same inner diameter. As long as the seal's on the outside, we got to make. That's it. And this, basically, it's driven flush. Seal installer because the flywheel is nicely tapered. The crank side of the flywheel side of the crank is nicely tapered. But what I might could want to do this with some brake cleaner. Yeah, that'd just get tapped down with a socket, or this is not what they're for. Do as I say, not as I do. Try again. There we go. That's fine. Does not need to be fancy, you know. So there's your 346 XP crankcase assembled. Fresh new bearings, new seals, very nice. Bob, you will have fun with this. So, how's everybody doing? Talk to me. What did I miss? I was in work mode. Crankcase done. Next. Yeah. Next. Do I feel like splitting a 181 case? I don't know. Might feel like having a root beer. Who feels like having a root beer? When do you go back to work? I actually have orientation tomorrow. I'm going to go in for like an hour tomorrow and see what's up and see what the flow is and see who the new people are. I think they've got some new people. So this is going to be an adjustment. No question about it. Going to be an adjustment. I'll find a root beer. Hang out with you guys for just a couple minutes and then I'll go. This is my last one. Gonna have to get some more. I am so weak. I was doing chips most of the day yesterday, and today actually was cutting. Got some oak to mill, which is good. And yeah. The fence is actually, the posts are up in the backyard, which is awesome. I've been working on that for a long time. That's one more thing that's done. I'm excited about the oak. Does anybody need any quarter sawn oak? I've got a pretty nice piece, like 7 feet, 7 foot long, about 24 inches in diameter. Pretty good sized log. Should yield some really nice quarter sawn boards, you know. I just think I got the Mr. Degree let me trim his hair. Lord. By accident, yes. You know, wars are started all over less there, Chris, you know. Me personally, I got to keep mine short. It's the only way to stay clean. I can't go long anymore. Just can't do it. Can't do it. I think tomorrow night we should do a 181 case, and then I can take that. I'll get some time to go to the folks, spend a little bit of time on the Bridgeport, and make a couple of cuts. Then we'll really be able to put things together. While I'm waiting for replacement parts to show up. Lovely. Yeah, I'm not sure what to think about work tomorrow. I think I officially go back Monday. Monday's my start day. Then I think on Monday through Thursday are my working days. But I don't know. I really don't know how it's going to turn out. I just don't know how things are going to go. I'm at least a little worried, you know what I mean? So, questions, comments, anything else I can address for people? Other than the haircuts. And mine's short. I think we'll put this 181 case on the bench for tomorrow. Play with that tomorrow night. Why not, right? Tell you what, I was having popsicles today. They felt really good outside in the sunshine. Whew. Follow all proper precautions. Yeah, but see, dentists have been high risk for years. Of dentists and hygienists, of all the individuals that are probably highest at risk for infectious diseases, we're definitely up there. Not very many other professions are as high. James is here. Good. Thanks for the gold mine of info. You're welcome. Can get 3-bond. Yeah, I have to order a 3-bond via eBay, otherwise I can't get it locally. James called earlier and he was working on something. I couldn't hear him. Had some industrial process going on in the background. Yeah. So, Larry's not well. It's my understanding. I'm waiting to hear back. Larry's not good. So, just so everybody knows, I'll let him come on and talk to you guys about it if he, hopefully he makes it to do that, but he's not in a good way. So, my friend is dentist here is 2 years from retiring his practice. They're not open in New York. But I'm having second thoughts. Yeah, there's a lot of guys that are probably just like, yeah, heck with it. And the other thing is that this is something that's really driven me crazy, is everybody's got this set time, I'm going to retire in 2 years or whatever. Yeah, but with everybody assumes they can just sell out and be good. It doesn't really work like that. It doesn't work like that with businesses. This is really, it's something that's really annoyed me. I actually went, when I was available for hire, I looked around, I talked to some people and got wind of, hey, Matt, so-and-so just came to me and said that they're looking to replace, one of their people, whatever. Okay, so I went over there and then they were like, oh yeah, you're a year and a half early. I'm like, okay. But you're assuming that in a year and a half, there's going to be somebody willing to, buy in or whatever. That's the thing with businesses. It's not like they turn on a dime. You can't always find the right person at that very right second. Gee, I want to retire. Okay, well, maybe you missed the boat 2 years ago, and now you're going to settle for half the cost of your practice or more. Sometimes you got to give it away. Buy-in isn't, yeah, the buy-in. Well, but that's also the next thing is how many people are willing to do the big buy-in anymore. Every dentist out there right now thinks they're sitting on a gold mine. They really do, and they want big money for their offices. And assuming that you could get a loan, and there are plenty of banks that'll give it to dentists, but assuming you can get a loan, often it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. $500,000 to buy into a practice. Holy smokes! It's a lot of work to pay that back. Million. I talked to a guy who wanted $1 million, $1 million buy-in. Where am I going to get $1 million? Bank might give me 500. I don't think they'd give me $1 million. But even if they did, $50,000 a year for 20 years, assuming zero interest. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I can't imagine anybody coming out of dental school is like, oh, hey, I just want to get out of dental school and buy into a practice at $1 million. How are you going to pay that off? There's the next problem. They're making fewer and fewer dentists. Just not making as many. So everybody out there, again, thinks they're sitting on a gold mine. Well, maybe not. There are fewer and fewer people willing to buy in, to take on a big challenge, So that's it's a tough marketplace. Most family operated multiple, yep. The days of being a single dentist and hanging out your shingle are rapidly coming to an end. So, oh well. All right, I finished my root beer, so I'm out. Everybody, thanks much for hanging out. I do appreciate it. Keep in touch, all that fun stuff. Probably tomorrow night we'll work on this 181. If I can take that apart, put that back together, get that ready to rock for somebody, that it would be good. So, talk to Chris. I will. I've not talked to Larry. It was his girlfriend that actually sent me a message, so I don't know exactly what's going on. Good scripts. Good tools, no matter what. Good tools, no matter what. We'll see you guys later. Thanks so much. Everybody have a great night. Do appreciate it. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Later. Bye.